Dear students, this is the unit transducers. In this unit, we will discuss about the that what is transducer, and what are the classification of transducers, what is the selection criteria of transducer, and what are the characteristics of transducers. First, we come to the that what is transducers. Basically, a transducer is a device that converts one form of energy to another form, and this energy conversion is called transduction. We can also define the transducer, a device which convert a non-physical, non-electrical physical quantity to an electrical voltage or current, and that electrical voltage or current is proportional to the magnitude of the physical quantity that is to be being measured. And the physical quantities are, for example, displacement, force, temperature, light, sound, etc. So these are the physical quantities which are converted to an electrical voltage or current by a transducer. Actually, an electronic instrumentation has three blocks. One is the input device, one is signaling conditioning device, and one is the output device. Now we'll discuss about the classification of transducers. The transducers may be classified on the basis of their application, their method of energy conversion, their nature of signal output, the kind of sensing element, that is mechanical or non-mechanical, and on according to whether they are self-generating or externally powered units. So these are the different criteria of transducers on which they are classified. We will discuss about these transducers one by one. First, on the basis of energy conversion, that how the transducers are classified on the basis of their energy conversion method. In this category, there are two types of transducers. One is passive transducer and one is active transducer. Passive transducers are the transducers which require an external power supply for energy conversion, and they operate under energy controlling principles. Means the transducers which required an external supply for their functioning are the passive transducers. We can take the examples that are resistive, inductive, and capacitive transducers. These are the in the category of passive transducers. Another one is the active transducers. The transducers which does not require any external power supply for their function are called active transducers. Actually, they generate an electrical signal output in response of the non-electrical input signal. They are also known as self-generating transducers. So, on the basis of energy conversion, there are two types of transducers, passive and active transducers. Another classification is on the basis of principle of transduction. The transducer can also be classified on the basis of transduction as resistive, capacitive, and inductive transducers depending upon how they convert the input quantity into resistance, inductance, or capacitance. Means what how they convert the input quantity, whether they are converting into resistance, then it is called resistive type. If they are converting into inductance, it is called inductive type. If they are converting into capacitance, it is called capacitive type. Another classification is on the basis of applications. On the basis of application, there are two types of transducers, primary transducers and secondary transducers. When input signal is directly sensed by the transducer and physical parameter is converted into the electrical or another physical parameter directly, then such a transducer is called a primary transducers. We can explain these type of transducers by taking one example. For example, the Bourdon tube acting as a primary detector senses the pressure and convert the pressure into a displacement of its free end. So there are two stages. When the Bourdon tube is measuring pressure, there are two stages. First, the pressure is converted into displacement by the Bourdon tube, and the displacement is converted into analog voltage by LVDT. So here there are two type of transducers, LVDT and Bourdon tube. So here Bourdon tube is working as a primary transducer and LVDT is working as a secondary transducer. Another classification of transducers is the Transducers and inverse transducers means transducers can also be classified as transducers and inverse transducers. As we have already discussed that what is a transducer, which convert electrical or mechanical quantity into the which convert non-electrical mechanical quantity into an electrical quantity, whereas inverse transducer is defined as a device which convert a electrical quantity into a non-electrical quantity. Means this is the reverse process of a transducer. We can take example, a piezoelectric crystal acts as an inverse transducer. Why we called it inverse transducer? Because when a voltage is applied across its surfaces, it changes its dimensions causing displacement. So here the voltage, which is electrical quantity, converting into a non-electrical quantity, that is displacement. We can also classify the transducer on the basis of the nature of the output signal. According to this, there are two types of transducers, analog transducers and digital transducers. Analog transducer convert the input quantity into an analog output. An analog output is a continuous function of time. Examples are strain gauge, LVDT, thermocouple, etc. Whereas digital transducers are the transducers which convert the input quantity into an electrical output, and that output is in the form of pulses. So we can define the as on the basis of the nature of output signal, transducers as analog and digital transducers. So these are the classification of transducers. Now we come to the selection criteria of transducers. Means when we select a transducer, what are the points we have to consider? The following points are to be considered while selecting a particular transducer. These points are: first, nature of the physical quantity. First, the nature of the physical quantity means the nature of the quantity to be measured. Second is the transducer principle, that which is the best suitable transducer. What is the best principle transducer having? We will select that transducer. Next, the requirement of accuracy in measurement, that how much accuracy we required. According to that, we will select the transducers. Next one is the operating range. That operating range should always be wide. Next is the sensitivity. Sensitivity should be high enough so that it gives sufficient output signal. Frequency response. Frequency response should be smooth over the entire desired range. Mechanical suitability. Mechanical suitability means in terms of physical size, weight, shape, mounting arrangement, and ruggedness. So the transducer must be capable of being placed where it is needed, and its presence should not alter the process variable in any appreciable way. Electrical parameters: length and type of cable required, signal to noise ratio when combined with amplifiers, and frequency response limitations. These are the electrical parameters we have to consider. Physical environment. The transducer should be able to work at different environmental conditions such as moisture, temperature shock, vibrations, pressure, etc. Errors: these should be small and controllable. Means error should be small and we can control the errors. Reliability and stability: reliability should be high so that we get the minimum error, and transducer should be stable, means it should repeat the results without error. Complexity: complexity of modifying and recording elements required for the transducer. Purchase aspects: we have the purchase aspects such as availability and delivery, any development necessary for operation, cost, previous expense experience, and availability of calibration and test. These are the purchase aspects. So these are the points we have to consider while selecting a transducer for a particular application. Now we'll discuss about the characteristics of transducers. To determine a transducer suitable for a specific measurement, we have to consider the different type of characteristics. These are the input, transfer, and output characteristics. First, the input characteristics. In the input characteristics category, first will take the type of input and range. Means The consideration for the selection of a transducer is based on the input quantity which is going to be measured and its operating range. Second, loading effect means ideally an element used for signal sensing, conditioning, transmission or detection should not change the original signal. This incapability of the system to faithfully measure the input signal in undistorted form. This is called the loading effect. Second one is the transfer characteristics. The transfer characteristics of transducers require attention on following three elements: transfer function, error, and the response of the transducer. First, what is transfer function? The transfer function of a transducer define a relationship between the input quantity and the output quantity. Errors: the errors inherent in the operation of the transducer itself or the errors caused by environmental conditions of the measurement. These should be small enough or controllable enough that they should allow data to be taken. There are different type of errors possible like scale errors, dynamic error, error due to noise, error due to change of frequency, etc. Then third type of characteristics are the output characteristics. In this category, there are 2 points we have to consider: type of electrical output and output impedance. Type of electrical output means the response of a transducer may be in the form of voltage, current or impedance. Now it should be checked whether these quantities are suitable for next stage of the system or not. If not, they have to be manipulated by signal conditioning so as to make them drive the subsequent stages of the instrumentation system. And what is output impedance? It means the output impedance of a transducer determines to the extent of the subsequent stages of an instrumentation is loaded. So in this way, these are the characteristics, different type of characteristics: input characteristics, output characteristics and transfer characteristics we have to consider while selecting a transducer. So students, we have discussed about the different type of transducers.